Welcome to the shop. Got myself the Eflite F-16 70 millimeter. About a month ago, I got the FMS 64 millimeter F-16. It was the first F-16 I've flown, and I had a blast with it. It's a fantastic plane. I'm telling one of my buddies how great that plane was and how I enjoyed the F-16. He goes, "Oh, you know, he's one of those enablers, right? Want you to spend money on planes." Anyway, good buddy Adam says, "You're going to love the 70 millimeter. You have to get the 70 millimeter. He's horrible that way." Anyway, so I end up buying this plane, click buy, shows up in a couple days. Amazing. I'm so glad I did. It's an oldie, but boy, this plane is a crowd pleaser at the field. There's no doubt about it. So this video, I'm going to go through more of just some of the modifications I made to fly it the way it is. I'm not doing an unboxing or assembly or anything like that. I'm going to go through a bunch of flights and just kind of the process of what I've went through to get it to fly how I can fly it. And then at the very end, I'm going to summarize. Is this plane for you? Is this something that you would want? And I kind of go into my thought process on who's this plane for? What kind of flying do you like to do? And I'm going to cover that. So if you have any questions, leave a comment, hit the like button. If you like the content of what I'm doing, it helps me out. Thanks a lot. Stick around. All right, quick family photo of my two F-16s. Sure is a good looking plane. Really enjoy it. One of the things I had to do, because I fly XD90s, and also there's a really short stub. I wasn't going to put in a connector or an adapter, so I just added on about another 2 or 3 inches of 12 gauge wire to that. Yeah, it might cause issues with the ESC. So far, I haven't noticed any of that. Next thing that was done is there's missiles on the wingtips. We don't need missiles. So ended up taking the missile part off and then reinforcing that foam part with a strip of, it's about 3 millimeter by 0.5 millimeter strip of carbon fiber. Slice carefully right down the middle, little foam tack, shove that in there, and good to go. Looks great. Next thing, I added about a 1/2 ounce of lead to the tailpipe there, exhaust pipe. Flattened it with a ball peen hammer, curved a little bit, put it on the top of the exhaust with E6000. I did it on the top so when you can't see it. I don't like lead weight in places where I can see it, so I like to hide it as I assemble these things. So that's what I did. Turned out it's very helpful for getting into that high alpha. So one of the things, because this thing is a high alpha machine, everybody talks about it, you got to have a lot of rudder and you got to have a lot of elevator. So I'm going to put that in my setup page as far as show all the different things I did and the batteries I chose and so on and so forth. Maiden flight. Let's see what we can do. Get her up, trim her, start playing with her. Keep her in close, gear up.
Time remaining 3 minutes.
Let's see, we got a little down. That's pretty much it. Got her in low rates.
Time remaining.
And let's see. Pretty much flies like an F-16. You can just bang her around. Let's see how she does the high alpha. Like the 64. That's the whole point of me getting this thing. Slowing down. Bring her down a little lower here. Full back elevator. Probably should make some approaches, shouldn't I? All right. Let's make some approaches here. I'm having too much fun. How's my battery?
Light pack 22.1 volts.
Yeah, we definitely need to
Gear
bring her
down.
in.
25% off. 20 seconds.
So I'm thinking the battery's running out. And so I'm in kind of a mode of I got to get this thing on the ground. First approach was messed up. Second approach, well, this isn't much better. But I just kind of fight through it and get her down at the end of the runway.
Braking. Gear up. Gear down. Gear up. Time remaining 3 minutes. Time remaining 2 minutes. Light pack 23.4 volts. Time remaining 1 minute. Light pack 22.7 volts. Down. Light pack 22.3 volts. Braking.
Scratch up them ventral fins.
Yeah, you're probably right.
I'm sure that was the first point of contact on that one.
Yeah, might have been. Well, take a look at it.
How I know.
She was hot. She was coming in nice and slow. Tried to flatten it out at the end, but I think you're right. I think I got a little dunk in it. Let's see.
Braking. Meter off.
No, unscathed. I'll summarize. Start at the beginning, the assembly. You have to glue on the tail feathers. Okay, that's it. Everything else was pretty simple. I removed the missiles from the rails and I put in some carbon fiber just because I like the look better and I wanted some rigidity. You might be able to get away with it without adding the carbon fiber, but I don't think you should. I had to put it on the XD60 and extend the wires a little bit so they just work better with my battery. That's it. Assembly was pretty simple. It's an older plane, so it's not as bolt-on as some of the others. The flyability, the performance of this plane is fantastic, but it's different than like I'm flying my FMS Futura 80 millimeter or my L39 from Free Wing. Those fly on the wing and just kind of, flies on rails kind of concept, where this is more like a muscle car. This is something that you can go, rotate over and pull up, full elevator, max elevator, and it just skids around and oversteers through the turn, slows down, and puts yourself in a high alpha. No other plane can do anything like it. So just from a flyability standpoint, amazing. Landing, it's a different technique. You better get that nose up on here. It is not gliding in, at least not for me. Maybe it's a technique thing. Boy, I really needed to get that nose up. A couple times I was in high alpha, which I really didn't want to be. I wanted to come in and do some nice, cool landings. Out in the grass. Sure, it's a technique thing, but I will say that this one lands differently than my Futura or the L39 or even my Viper. So a little different there. Who is this plane for? If you have some 70, 80 millimeter sport jets and you're having a blast flying them and you can land it and fly it and you don't have an issue. If you have a 3D plane and you enjoy doing Harriers and some maneuvers like that, you gotta get one. There's no other choice. You have got to get one of these, because if you fly it in that way of just muscling it through the turns, high alpha, it's a different flying plane. Bring that Futura or bring that Sport Jet, but also bring this because they fly totally different. Big fan of this plane. Hey, if you like the videos, you like the content I'm delivering, hit that like button. Just right there, just click that. It helps me out a lot. If you have any questions, leave a comment. Appreciate it. Have a great day.